Right then, this is a quick walk-around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX automatic diesel. Finished in black with a full black leather interior, nice options fitted, side steps, rear spoiler, all add up to make it into a really handsome car. I do apologise, it's incredibly windy today, but I'm behind on the videos, so I'm having to do them when I can at the moment, so please bear with me on it. Front of the car, very clean and tidy, lights, lenses, clear and intact. Bumper and bonnet, very clean indeed, with only the odd light stone chip. Near side, lovely and smooth in the panel work. Near side front alloy, absolutely unmarked. Rear, again, absolutely unmarked as well. And then my favourite angle for these CR-Vs from the back, with these spoilers and the side steps. Just, it's subtle, but it's so effective. Again, all very, very clean around the back here. Offside driver's side, again, no indentations, wonderfully clean. Offside rear alloy, absolutely unmarked again. And finally, offside rear alloy, offside front alloy, sorry. Absolutely, it's clean as a whistle, but it really is an exceptionally clean condition. Let's come into the boot area now, absolutely massive on the CR-Vs, and unlike some, which they do tend to get used very heavily indeed, this one's been given very light use by comparison. Coming to the back, big wide opening doors, absolutely amazing amounts of leg room, and I'm not cheating because those front seats are set for me and I'm over 6 foot tall. Leatherwork in the back, really, really good, and again, not always the case with CR-Vs given the use they get. So front passenger door card, as with all of them, absolutely lovely. Footwell area is all nice and clean. And front passenger seat there, again, in very, very nice condition. Let's come to the front now. Driver's door card, again, very clean and tidy. And driver's seat, the one that takes all the wear, in all honesty, hardly shows any at all. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dash can be seen illuminated. Dashboard looks pretty much as new in all honesty. Sat nav, you can see they're working absolutely perfectly. If I pop the car into reverse, you got that lovely clear gridded parking camera, all working exactly as intended. But it really has been kept fabulously well. And I come across the main dashboard binnacle and pan in there for you. 74,998 miles, and the only warning light shown for the information there is for the low fuel light currently on the car. So there are no fuel warning lights on this car at all. It really is in super condition. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack, lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX automatic diesel. This particular car is registered DX63ABV, and mileage at the start of this road test is 74,992 miles. The reason we do these videos basically is so that if you're looking at this car in an advert, you actually get to see the very car advertised in operation. And the reason we think that's important is because we know to our cost just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which, whilst looks great in the description and in the photographs provided, may have a fundamental issue which shows up whilst driving the car. So that's why we do it. The road test is also done on these very quiet country roads very close to our premises. This actually forms part of the road test route any prospective buyer would go on. So hopefully then it would be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the vehicle. Coming to the car itself, a bit of a busman's holiday for me this really, because our family has exactly the same car, diesel Alta EX of this same age and vintage, almost identical mileage as well, so it feels very much at home. Engine starts absolutely instantly of course and settles to a completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these vehicles. The engines are absolutely brilliant, they really are. It's the perfect engine for this type of vehicle. It's smooth, quiet, refined in operation, It's got a lovely power delivery because it's got a power band which is very broad. So many diesel engines can be kind of one-trick ponies where they have lots of initial power. You think, well, that's good, and it then just dies away completely. This one pulls sweetly through the entirety of its rev range and makes use of all the revs available. It is, it's got loads of torque, loads of oomph to it. Very, very, very nice car to use, or engine to use day in, day out. That's just the parking sensor, by the way, picking up on the hedge. The engines are cam chain driven, no cam belts to worry about, and have a reputation for being incredibly long lasting and reliable as well. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox. Really strong boxes on these cars. The auto gearbox actually originates from the old Honda Legend, their flagship car, which was over 300 horsepower, or just about 300 horsepower. Basically, the reason they use that gearbox is because the gearbox for the petrol engines of the 2 litres wasn't considered kind of man enough for the torque demands you'd get with the turbo diesel. So rather than develop a new one, they modified it and put it into this, which is massive engineering or overkill, but it works perfectly. It's brilliant, which means you've got a pretty much bomb-proof gearbox if used properly. But it's a nice gearbox as well, because it's not it's got no kind of sort of delays or thunks engaging the gears. All seems exactly as it should be. You can also use these paddles if you so wish on the steering wheel, but to be honest with you, it's hardly ever used. They're there, but they're fine. More relevant for the petrol engine cars, in all honesty. Steering of the car's lovely on these cars, really kind of direct. It's relatively quick. It doesn't feel like an SUV to drive. It doesn't feel kind of ponderous as so many can. Just a very, very nice power steering setup, which matches the chassis really nicely as well, by the way. Also feels nice and tight, solid and taut on the road. The car's just gone through MOT with no advisories. So obviously everything in good fine fettle underneath, and there's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. Chassis of the car, absolutely fantastic, because again, what it's got to give you in effect, it's got to cover kind of all bases. It's a family car, so it's got to be comfortable, and it certainly achieves that. They're very, very comfortable cars as well. But what they do better than probably most in their class is just little manoeuvres like that one there and through the quicker bends. It doesn't kind of keel over and roll over and loll up about as so many do. It's a nice direct car to drive. It's not a sports car, but it actually responds very well. Coming to the brakes on the car, just going to give them a bit of a shove, but they're really, really good. They're powerful. There's no sort of pulsing or vibration coming back through the brake pedal at all, so all in fine fettle there. Coming to the interior of the car now, the first things first, they're just a beautifully made car. It's as simple as that. Honda, really, really put their cars together extraordinarily well. No creaks, no rattles, no rumbles, nothing at all. Absolutely exactly, it's what you'd expect from a high quality vehicle. Dashboard's simple, easy to use, although very highly equipped. It's just easy to just jump in and drive. Sat nav, as you can see, they're working perfectly. Air conditioning pumps out absolutely ice cold air. And heated seats, all working exactly as they should. Also, the quality of the switch gear is absolutely fantastic. It's just got that kind of click rubbery feel to it, which Honda do so well, which means that those switches are going to feel the same in another 150,000 miles time or something. It's just they're beautifully put together. Dashboard is simple, easy, legible, very simple. Just the bare information that you need, but nicely presented. The steering wheel actually feels nice and small, dinky in sort of size, which makes the car feel kind of nice and manoeuvrable. I know it's kind of all in the head, but it does kind of help in that respect. Worth pointing out, all the features, all the buttons are pressed, everything working exactly as intended, by the way. This is a four-wheel drive version, albeit there's no four-wheel drive button to press, it does it all for you. Honda again worked out very, very quickly that most people will be doing what I'm doing today, driving in perfectly good conditions. So basically, why have the four-wheel drive wearing away? Because it achieves nothing other than using up your tyres more quickly. You get through more fuel, but also it puts a lot more mechanical stress through the vehicle as well. So what this does is, if for any reason the front wheels start to lose grip, snow, ice or mud or something, then it immediately brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it's completely seamless in the way it does it. It's absolutely superb. And the beauty of the system, because it is simple, is the fact that it gives it its reliability, because we just don't touch them. I mean, we've been selling Hondas using this system for over 2 decades now, and not so much as put a spanner on one, so it is a very, very tough system indeed. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it, brief as it might be, is just to show the car in operation and to feedback on any issues there may be, and there's nothing at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. If you've got any questions about the car at all, as always, don't hesitate, do give us a call.